damage they can swing now. Oh no! Oh baby, what are you doing? How's it going, y'all? TitansFan920, and today we're back with some more Pioneer action. This time we are playing a little bit of Chonky Red. Now, some of you may not be hip with the times and don't know what Chonky means, but Chonky's a, upper medium to maybe large size, so... Oh, think about the size of my cat. This is Mr. Jose. Say hello to Internet Jose. Say hello! Hello! Alright, I think he hates this. He's not a fan of being called Chonky. But anyway, this is Chonky Red. Anybody who's seen this, just a mono red deck here. Usually they're the lower mana kind of aggressive decks. This one can still have an aggressive slant to it, but you're getting a lot bigger here. So you start here, place it a Soul-Scar Mage here, just a 1 mana 1/2 with prowess, a really good creature at eating up things in combat and shrinking up some opposing big creatures on the other side of the battlefield. Kari Zev here, just making token when she attacks here, making the cost for Embercleave be a little bit cheaper. We have removal and Wild Slash, Lightning Strike. 3-drop slot here, we got some Bonecrusher Giant, versatility there, it's a little 2-for-1. Goblin Rabblemaster, 2 Legion Warboss here to finish it off. Some lists play Hammark Garrison, but I found the Legion Warbosses tends to be a little bit better for me there. 4-drop slot, we have some Chandra, Torch of Defiance, and some 2 Torbran, Thane, and 1 Red Fell. Best card in the deck, I think, is Torbran when he gets down. If he gets down and doesn't die, usually this deck can just start running over people. Then finally, 4 Glorybringer, 2 Embercleave, nothing too crazy there. This deck, it's kind of cool, because you play an aggressive slant, but it's more like a tempo deck in a way. But at the same time, compared to a lot of mono red decks, it really has versatility to kind of grind people out too. Really makes you think, and it's a fun one to play. This was, anybody who knows Killagerm, he is the first person I ever saw play this deck to really good success. Later on, Todd Anderson and folks like that have been playing it as well. But Killagerm, if you're watching this, you my boy! Let's take this in. We're not going to play a league with this quite yet. I'm just going to take in some unranked play, see how it goes. So without further ado, let's get some games in. Let's play some Chonky Red. Let's go. Alrighty, it's first game of the day here. We got a little bit of Flank Master. We have won the die roll, so we'll take the play. Opening hand. 2 lands, carries they have 2 Wild Slash. We'll keep this. We're a little bit far away from these Glorybringers. Can't talk. Glorybringer and Embercleave, but we'll make it happen. We'll pass the turn here. Hope to see like an Atlanta World come down on the other side so we can Wild Slash it. Inspiring Advantage. We'll probably get something Wild Slashable here. Just kidding. Bag of Holding. I'm going to go ahead and just burn a Wild Slash here just because I feel like these decks usually don't have many creatures in the way in the first place. So we'll go ahead and do that. Ship the turn over. Bonecrusher Giant's not a bad pickup, but we really need to start drawing some lands. We'll go ahead and play a Kari Zev for now and pass the turn. Now, this deck does play 25 lands. Most mono red decks, you expect them to have a low curve, but since this is on the bigger side, we actually play a decent amount of lands here. Opponent taps 2 mana, Cathartic Reunion. Okay. Okay, we got some things going on. Sarkhan Boltbin? What? So they discard 2 cards and draw 3. Interesting. So let's hope we draw a land here. We do. Here we can go ahead, attack with Kari Zev. And I think from here we actually just play Bonecrusher Giant out. And that's one thing you'll notice with the deck. A lot of times you actually end up just playing Bonecrusher without using the Stomp part. Reason we play him now is because that'll be a 3rd creature. So next turn we can Embercleave. That way, even if we don't draw land, we can still Embercleave. Because this will make 3 attackers plus 3 here. I'm not sure what they're doing. I don't really want to give them time to be able to do things like Bolt Bend or Sarkhan the Masterless. This is kind of wild. So that's a great start for us. If that's all they're doing here, yeah, they were going to be dead next turn. They'd be taking 10, 11, 12. They wouldn't be. Yeah, they would, because if we drew another land, they'd be dead. So, Bag of Holding. I guess we bring Abrade in. I don't want to have to deal with that thing. I don't really know what it does. This also seemed like a pretty good matchup for Scab-Clan Berserker. Which I didn't go to the sideboard much before, but Scab-Clan, haste, renown 1, so it's a 2/2 with haste, and whenever it becomes renown, which means it does combat damage, you put a 1/1 counter on it, and then whenever a creature, they cast a non-creature spell, it does 2 damage. So essentially it turns into a 3/3 and does 2 to you if you do a non-creature spell. So we bring those things in here. As far as what we take out, it's hard to really know how to even sideboard against this deck, honestly. I don't know if they're playing sweepers. I don't know if they're like what their actual game plan is here. So let's think about this for a second. The lightning strikes, we have the Abrade, so those can come in. Do we just take Soul-Scar Mage out? They don't seem to have a lot of creatures, so I think we just kind of forgo this little aggressive plan there. Maybe that's wrong, but we'll try this out. Killagerm, if you're watching this, if you ever watch this, just let me know, man. So we'll take the draw for this one. Opening hand. We got an Abrade, 2 lands, a Stomp. Yeah, 1 more land in this hand's pretty gas, so we'll keep this. Molten Vortex. To any target. That's pretty good. Definitely didn't see that one before, so I'm not really sure what to... I don't know what to think about this whole deck right now. It's an interesting one. Molten Vortex will be really good against Rabblemaster, so that kind of sucks to see, but... Another one of these. We'll just ship the turn over. Probably stomp them EOT. Still nothing from them. Let's go ahead and stomp face. So now we don't really want to run Scab-Clan Berserker out there because they can just discard a land and shoot it. So I think we actually just play Bonecrusher Giant. If they want to discard 2 land cards to kill this and take 4 anyways, then that's fine. So, very interesting deck. There's a Bag of Holding, which we can Abrade if we need to. There's no reason to worry about that quite yet, though. So here I'm wondering... I mean, they may have a land in hand. I want to be able to play... I don't know, maybe we just play another Bonecrusher Giant, though, right? Let's go attacks first. He's got to kind of be patient with his deck a lot of times, too. So get him down to 14. I'm thinking we just kind of hold up Abrade and Wild Slash and all these kind of things. We have a lot of damage to point their face. So now they've done that. I mean, yeah, I'm still not worried about Bag of Holding at the moment. So they get a Plains, so no big deal there. So not worried about that quite yet. Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are gone. So here, let's go ahead. Just stomp the face. And then, do we want us to Abrade now? They can't really do anything else. I think we just Abrade, just get rid of it. And we'll pass the turn. Scab-Clan. So yeah, I say we just throw one of these out there. If they want to ditch a land to kill it, they can. Because that also gets them out of cards too. And if they don't have an answer now, then this gets out of range for it. Which would be cool. Okay. So Scab-Clan down. Rude. Maybe I'm supposed to just play Bonecrusher there. We'll probably just play Bonecrusher this next turn. Still nothing. They've only got 2 cards in hand. Let's go ahead and just slash them. Slash them in the face. Strike, okay. So they've got 2 cards in hand. I kind of just want to keep forcing the issue here. I know I could play Bonecrusher, but I really want to make them kind of spend this mana and do what they're going to do. They can't afford to just keep on holding all this. Are they going to make a mana now creature token with Ardenvale? Okay. A little frustrating. So this kind of plays like some really random Boros prison deck. They didn't play a land there, but that doesn't mean they don't have one, because they could be holding it up to activate, use on the Scab-Clan. So, from here, I think I just play another one. Kind of force them to have like a 2-for-1 here. Alright, let's go to attacks first and see what happens. Sure. Just play Bonecrusher Giant. Pass turn over. Kind of chilling at 4 lands here, which is not a huge deal, but I'd like to be able to do something else. Kari's Ev's not awful. Let's go ahead, go to attacks here. Okay, we just chump in that. Do we care? If they have another land, they can pitch it and target Molten Vortex. I think we just let it happen. If they've got it, make them burn it. Then we'll hold up Lightning Strike here. So they didn't have it, which is good. Sweltering Suns. What an annoying deck. So they don't have the mana to tap this turn. Cool. Cool, man. So now we can get that Scab-Clan down safely. I think it's actually a little bit more important than Rabblemaster is here in this spot, because it can live through this Molten Vortex where Rabblemaster can't. Wild Slash actually not a bad draw. Let's go to combat. Get the beats on. Like, we'll have Renown on this thing now. It also gets bigger than Molten Vortex can handle. And then we have Wild Slash held up here. So what a funky deck. They're still down to 2 cards in hand, and we've just got gas. End of turn. Let's do a little Wild Slashing. Got him down to 6. Abrade. Kind of useless here. I think we just play the Rabblemaster out here. They try to kill it, they're going to take damage anyways. Well, I guess they won't take damage because of Molten Vortex, but... always yield to that. So we can swing, they can make a token here, Castle. See if they want to trade with a Goblin or not. Nope, just trump block, soak up the most damage they can. I'm guessing they're hoping to draw a sweeper here. If they do, they'll still take 2, thanks to Scab-Clan. Oh, they tap in that big mana. Solar Blaze, so 2 damage there. Okay. If we get a little Lightning Strike off the top, would be good. Wild Slash is close. I think while they don't have Bolt Bin held up, we just go ahead and point that at them. Now we have we have Ramunap Ruins off the top that we haven't seen yet. Just their lands in general. I mean, again, we played 25 lands in the deck. We are a third of the way through, and we've seen 4. Not an awful problem to have with these kind of decks usually, but Embercleave was about the last draw we were hoping to find there. They didn't make anything with Castle, which is stupid on their part. Play a Sacred Foundry. I mean, they got to have an answer for Rabblemaster, so we got to play it. So here they can still make a chump blocker here, Castle Ardenvale, and they can still hold up the red mana to shoot at Molten Vortex. Got a block there. And again, like, Just such a weird deck, but this is one where if we had one extra land here, we could have abraded that before it blocks and got the damage through. They still got 4 cards in hand, so they can definitely have an answer to Rabblemaster. Sure, my buddy Casey, you've watching this. I'm sure you'd love this deck because it's janky and doesn't do a whole ton of anything. That's going to be an issue. I think Chandra's going to be an issue too, though. Play this, tick up, do 2 to them, GG. Let's see if they got it. So we get there. Good game one with this deck. Weird deck, though. Let's go and play another one. Next game is against Spicy Duckman. Wow. We won again, so we'll take the play here. The game knows we want to be on the play in this deck. Not in love with his hand. We'll keep it because we have early interaction for about anything. If we can draw some mana, the Chandra can kind of help us dig into other stuff. So play a mountain, pass the turn. Always want to start off with a Soul-Scar Mage if you can. That's usually your optimal turn 1 start there. Let's see what all Spicy Ducks got for us. Battlefield Forge, some more Boros going on. Swift Spear. Alright guys, we're winning. This is probably a Feather deck. If so, then our hand's pretty good against them. If we can draw lands getting this Chandra here. Which we do so far. Because then if they play a Feather on 3, we just Chandra minus on it and kill it. Boy, you keep a greedy hand. Ooh, bad, bad, bad. We're saving these lightning strikes. We want to answer all their creatures with them. Definitely not a matchup where you want to be burning their face with them. Come on, land. Not a land, but not the worst draw in the world. Start swinging. They don't have an answer for the Goblin, it looks like. I don't know what they kept. Don't keep bad hands, people. I don't care how aggressive your deck is. One land and like nothing else to do. It's going to be rough for you. So they're going to discard now. They've already discarded a Dreadhorde Arcanist. So I guess he got pissed off about his one land. We'll just go ahead and exit this. Good game. Alright, game number 2.5 for 3 here, I guess. We want another die roll. We are killing the die rolls here. This hand's great. What a bunch of fire this is. Get my mountains in the appropriate places over here. Start off with Soul-Scar Mage, then next turn hold up Wild Slash, go into Rabblemaster on 3. Not too bad. Play Soul-Scar Mage, words are hard, and pass a turn. Let's see if we can't get a little chunky on him. Not Boros this time, and the man's got Foil Mountain, or Foil Swamp, so we're probably super dead. They are doing 2 damage to themselves, which is good. They take a Rabblemaster, which sucks. That was their only real threat here. Let's go ahead and just get the 1 damage in. MTGO is running a little slow. You know, 2.5, 3 games in a row. I think I've already asked all I can ask of it. Go Gary. Another Soul-Scar is not too bad. Let's go to combat first. Abrupt Decay, can't do anything about that. So second main, we'll just play another Soul-Scar Mage. Pass the turn over. See what they do here. So you got this Wild Slash in hand if they have another creature. Or if they have a creature. This could be like a Grizzly Salvage if they're playing some kind of like Soul Flayer shenanigans. Collective Brutality. That was really stupid of them. Because now we skip Prowess. They don't get anything from our hand. We still get to shoot them for 2. So, good play, opponent. And they discarded a Chance Against the Mind. So, Jund. Looks like Jund Control. Let's draw some gas. Mono Soul-Scar Mage. Dot deck. We're not really applying a lot of pressure. Them taking the Rabblemaster was pretty brutal, and we've only... Soul-Scar Mage is a good card to have, but you definitely don't be drawing like a bunch of them here. Like 3 in the first 10 draws. Not super optimal when you want to get some beats on. Good news is we got a lot of gas on top of the deck here that we haven't seen yet, so... Tracker comes down, they probably play land, make a clue, okay? Wouldn't mind a Wild Slash here. Strike will do. That'll do, pig. I guess first we can go to combat. Because I'm okay trading one of these for it and still shooting them for 3. Actually, let's just not do that. Let's just lightning strike this now. Let's not get too cute. So we'll strike the tracker down. Swing 4. Living off the top now, though. A Torbran would be a really nice draw. Chandra, Glorybringer. We got some good ones, just a matter of finding them. If you want a Dreadbore or 1-drop, that is okay. Now they draw a card. Play a land. Alright. We got some gas. That's not gas. We'll just play it out. Like, if we had anything, they gotta know we'd be playing it. This gives us the mana to sack a Ramunap Ruins here. Mr. Flame, can you please go? So we're both kind of puttering out of gas here. End of turn, we'll sack this Ramunap Ruins. Their top deck's slightly better than ours. Questing Beast is great, and I'm glad to not see that. Okay. So we'll sack Ruins. Let's get a good top deck out here, shall we? More lands. We'll keep on swinging at them because swinging at Chandra is kind of a moot point at this point. Unfortunately, we're just not seeing any. I mean, you've seen how big the curve of this deck is, and we're not hitting anything for it. Hold on to this land here so that way we can kind of feign having something. Okay. Come on. Oh. I think we got to slash their Chandra, right? That's going to get too much value over time. It's tough, but we got to do it. So top deck versus top deck. We've actually got some great top decks here, though, is the good thing. Tyler's Tracker was a pretty dang good one, though. Jesus. Well, we can get him down to 4 with this. We're still keeping ourselves alive to a Glorybringer off the top if we, ever find one. And it's possible to hold on to this into a Torbran. We only play 2 in the deck, so I don't think it's quite worth holding on just for that. So they'll swing, get us down to 15. So they're down to 4 now. They probably just have like removal held up now, which really stinks. My man. Rabblemaster. If Rabblemaster lives, I'll be a very happy camper. Always yield to that. Let's hope they don't have removal for it. We're getting a goblin out of it because they didn't have the right stop set on there. So we'll get them down to 3, which is really important because now if we find a lightning strike off the top, they are also dead. Still ship the turn, no land, no plays yet. Let's see what they drew. Yeah, this is what sucks. Is like now even their lands are just good top decks. They've drawn. I don't like using the word lucky because it just seems rude to say people draw lucky. But his top decks have been a Chandra, a Tireless Tracker, and then a land for it, and an Abrupt Decay for our Rabblemaster. That ain't shabby. Wow, we're just hitting and running lands. Have we used any lightning strikes? We've seen one, so we still got 3 lightning strikes in the deck. Another land for them is another clue. Really sucks I got this tracker. It just makes everything so good for them. Yeah, boy. We get a bit questing beast here. Yeah, like I said, they've drawn good. So we basically got just about this turn. I'm gonna let if they just swing with both of these, yeah. Come on, coward! You're a coward. Can we get something juicy off the top? Growing old, waiting on him. Can we get a lightning strike off the top? That's pretty close. So I think I go ahead and just do it now. MTGO, baby. Put that down. Still pass the turn. No attacks yet. I'm not really curious. I'm interested in blocking quite yet either. This tracker's just helped them so much getting all these draws here. They've seen 4 more cards than we have. 5 more cards than we have. And we were on the play. Yikes. So they got 10 damage they can swing now. Oh no. Oh baby, what are you doing? So, reading the cards helps sometimes. And he left. Let's play one more. So, final game here. You'll see I'm doing post commentary now because my microphone became unplugged after that last game when I ran off. My bad. But this will have to do. Opener here. It's a 1-lander. Can't do that. This one, not too shabby at all, though. We got some threats. We got some good cards here. 3 lands. You know, this will make a beautiful opening 7. So we get to be on the play once again. We got lucky today. I think we got to be on the play like every single game, which seems like it never happens to me, which means when I go into a league, I'll probably be on the draw every game again. Opponent plays a Godless Shrine tap to start it off with. So this could be some Esper Control, maybe a Mardu deck. We don't know, so we go ahead and just throw Kari down and ship the turn back over to them. Hopefully next turn play a Goblin Rabblemaster. So Esper colors, we got a little bit of control, and they play a Jace Friends Prodigy. So we have the Lightning Strike to strike that down now. If we wanted to, we could do things like play Soul-Scar Mage and then still Lightning Strike. But I think right now they have 0 cards on the bin. Jace is just kind of a chump blocker right now, so we figure we can go ahead and get the Rabblemaster down, start forcing the issue here, and get to attacking. So, Rabblemaster makes a token, Kari makes a token. Wind up getting 2 damage through here, sorry, 3 damage through here, because they're not going to block the monkey, because that would kill their Jace. And that's where Kari is good, a 2-1 monkey. You know, it's not huge, it's not chonky, if you will, but it gets the job done. So we got 3 creatures on the battlefield already on turn 3 here. Not too bad for us. Blue mana, let's see what they got here. Unfortunately, Detention Sphere. So they can exile or Rabblemaster. Would have liked to really get that thing going off, but you know, it is what it is. They had to have the answer, and they had it, so good job on them. So they pass turn. We get a Stomp. Also, not a bad draw for us. Again, we can point that Stomp in their face, but not too worried about the Jace for the time being. We're going to get the beats on. Activate Mutavault. Go to Tex. And swing with the team. 4 attackers coming in here. They can block 1. Take 3, 4, 5. Go down to 12. Then now we have Stomp and Lightning Strike held up here. Possible that I want to shoot the Jace now, and maybe that's a smart thing to do, just so they don't get value. Instead, I just want to get this board really wide, force it to where he can't really afford to keep making these kind of blocks. As it stands now, Jace doesn't have anything in the graveyard. Now he's got 1 card in the graveyard, but it's not doing a whole lot for him. So even though they're getting a loot and getting a little bit of card advantage there, the way the board is and our hand, I think we're just kind of stacked and forced to be on the aggressive slant this game. And that's the beauty of this deck. Sometimes you can kind of do that and just get on the aggro end of it. At other times you can, you know, play the removal-based game, play a little bit of a longer one if you need to. So they hold up 4 mana here. They could be representing Settle the Wreckage. They don't Supreme Vertigos, which is good. We end up picking up another Mutavault. Figure we got him down to 12 already. May as well try to get some beats in. So we activate Mutavault. Possible mistake here as far as what I'm supposed to do. But at this point, I feel like it's pretty important to get that Jace gone now because it's just an annoying chunk blocker. So we cast Stomp, trying to target the Jace. I maybe shouldn't have activated Mutavault quite yet, so that way I could have Lightning Strike held up to also deal with it. But I think we just want that Lightning Strike going face. So either way here, they gain 3, which is a bit annoying. We still send the team in. Once again, they can block 1 of it. Now we have that Soul-Scar Mage also doing its thing. So we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage coming at him. So they'll go down to 8 here. So we're still in a good spot. We got him down to 8 with a Lightning Strike in hand. Not too bad. They'll loot here with Jace end of turn. With a irrigated farmland going in the bin. And they will opt. So that opt was pretty huge. That opt allows them to play this on their end step. And then next turn they can activate Jason loot, and then be able to get 5 cards in the graveyard to flip that over. So they start off here, tap 2, they play It's a Fairy. A little bit rough for us since we can't do anything instant speed now. And bounce to Kari Zev. Good call there. Kari Zev is really weak to Little Teferi. It doesn't feel good there. They loot with Jace here, get their 5 cards in the bin. They can flip it over, which means they probably got some kind of removal spell for us now, considering they don't have any blockers anymore. They tick up on the Soul-Scar Mage, which is a pretty good sign for us, I think. We have 1 damage we can swing at him, which isn't a whole lot. So they got 2 mana held up. I've got the 2 Mutavaults here, and I think this game just really shows why the Mutavaults are so good. So we can't really attack with Soul-Scar Mage. End up activating Mutavault here. Activating another one. They only got 2 mana open, so they could have something like a Censor. They could have Azorius Charm, but Azorius Charming a Goblin doesn't feel too good. So here we just swing, get him down to 3. And thanks to Teferi, we can't really do anything at instant speed here, so figure, let's go ahead, point this Lightning Strike in face. Let's see if that's good enough to get him dead. It is. GG. Sideboard-wise, Scab-Clan Berserkers come in. Faux show. They're great against this deck, and it fries, hits about everything in the deck there. As far as what we take out, Kari Zev, really bad against the Fairy, especially when you're on the draw, so we take that out. Embercleave, also bad against the Fairy when you can't flash it in, and a lot of times they have the board wipes removal to make your Embercleaves not very good. And then from there, just take out 1 Soul-Scar Mage, just something that's kind of easily removed and not providing a whole big cluck anyways. So this opener, I think I was looking for a little bit too much here. This is a pretty good opener. We have double Stomp, double Bonecrusher Giant, but I want to have something a little bit more aggressive, so I mulligan. I don't think that's a good idea in retrospect, but it is what it is. So we end up mulling with 5 here. Pretty brutal for us. We have 3 lands. Decided to pitch 1 of them in a Lightning Strike. I feel like on the draw we have plenty of opportunity to draw, just 1 more land to play these spells because we run 25 of them. So we start off, draw a Wild Slash for the turn. That's not bad if I have a Jace. So we keep that for now. Opponent plays another Water Grave, plays it tapped, and passes the turn over back to us. We're just going to hold on that Wild Slash just in case they have something. Right now we don't have anything else to do. We draw Rabblemaster, which is a good card, but it's another 3-drop creature when we only have 2 lands. So hoping to not get punished by bottoming that mountain that we did earlier. They opt into turn. Making good use of their mana. Not cool, man. Not cool. So they play a Drowned Catacomb. Once again, pass the turn over. No white mana for them, which could be a problem. Feel like this time we go ahead and shoot the Wild Slash to their face since we have all these 3-drops coming up. But the thing about 3-drops is you need land to play them. And when you've only got 2, that ain't going to do it, Chief. So here we play the right on time Soul-Scar Mage. Pass the turn over. Not looking good for us. Not the start you want to have for this deck. I think I just got too greedy by bottoming that opening hand there we had. Cast down takes down the Soul-Scar Mage. No big deal. They miss on land drops, so maybe we got a chance here. We'll see what happens. See what we draw. It's Lightning Strike. Card we can cast, but once again, we're just really looking for a basic amount at this point. Opponent finds a land here this time. It's a Hallowed Fountain, which they shock in and play a Kalitas. At this point, I have nothing to take care of that Kalitas. We can't really put Mizzium Mortars in here. Most of my spells aren't going to touch that, so we just go ahead and ship the or go ahead and concede there. Go to sideboard, but realize there's nothing I really want to do. Like I could put Mizzium Mortars in, but just for Kalitas feels really bad, so we go ahead and just go here. Opener here, a little bit scared off Mulligan this time, so even though it's a land-heavy hand, it's 2 cards we really want in the matchup between Scab-Clan Berserker and Torbran, so we keep it. They play Fetid Pool, tapped, pass the turn. We pick up Legion Warboss, which is also a pretty good card in this matchup. If they end up bouncing anything, we play, like say if they do it with the Teferi, we can just play Legion Warboss, have the one little goblin take care of that, ship the turn over. So, more land for us. All the land we couldn't find last game, we'll find this one. Start off, leading off on Scab-Clan Berserker. They only have the 2 mana up here, so it's probably not going to get countered. And if they want to spend removal on this, I would rather have this get 8 than I do a Legion Warboss. So they opt, which means this is going to resolve, because there's nothing in blue and white that can take care of that for 1 mana that I'm aware of. And this is pretty good, because we still get 2 damage in. We get the Renown trigger on this, meaning if they cast any other non-creature spells, they're going to be taking 2 per turn. So that makes it a little bit better. Next turn we have the Torbran we can possibly play. So opponent plays an Isolated Chapel. And they pass the turn over. So now we're in a funky situation because they have counter magic held up, and I have a Torbran in hand that I really want to resolve. We also draw Glorybringer, so that's another card where if you have Torbran with this, you just swing in so much damage. So, since I really want that to resolve, I could be greedy here and play the Torbran. Decide to see if I can base something out here first. I think a lot of these decks are used to people on turn 4. If they have a Torbran or a Rabblemaster or Warboss, they just kind of slam it. So we go ahead and swing here, and it's good because it bases out a cast down. So they still take 2 from that. And now, with them only having 1 mana open, we can play the Torbran down and pass the turn. Torbran avoids cast down. If they want a Supreme Verdict to kill it, that's probably a good trade for us, for them to waste a board wipe on 1 creature. Now this is weak to Teferi, but if they play Teferi, we have Glorybringer coming down too. So we kind of got some options here. So opponent plays a land, taps, they play a Jace. Not afraid of Jace right now. 2 cards in the ban. If they want to chump block the Torbran, they can. So now I got a decision. They got 2 mana up. It's possible they're representing Censor. We do draw another Glorybringer though, so I feel like it's time to just slam. Put them in the position where they've got to have it. And it resolves. Good for us. So we go to attack here, and we're swinging 10. Considering I got them on a 2 clock turn, I decided not to exert. I know maybe that's a mistake, but I want to force it to where even they have a removal spell for one of these creatures, that we have the Glorybringer coming in and still being untapped there anyway. So we get them down to 6. They can do some J stuff this next turn, but they're probably not going to flip it anyways. So I just wanted to be able to leave our board clean and have it to where if they have like a single removal spell, we still have a life creature here. So play a Fable Passage and crack. Get an island down. Loot with Jace. Looting with Jace means they probably got Supreme Verdict because they're not going to take their only blocker down and give that away. And they'd be dead to Glorybringer right now because we'd be doing 6 damage thanks to Torbran. So yeah, they Supreme Verdict. Nothing too crazy there. So now they have 1 mana up, shields are down. We can Glorybringer once again. And that's what we do. Go ahead, throw the big dragon boy down. Get them down to 2, and getting them to 2 is really important here. You know, it's possible maybe Legion Warboss could be, I mean, it could be an option for someone. But you really, with Ramunap Ruins, we have 3 of them between in our hand and on the battlefield right now. You just want to get them down to as low as life total as possible. That way you can kill them with the Ruins. So back on their turn here, they're tapping, they're thinking. Supreme Verdict just for a Glorybringer is not a bad trade whatsoever. Because we got all these Ramunap Ruins now, so we can just have them dead if they don't have any life gain. So I feel like the Legion Warboss isn't going to do it right now anyway, so let's just activate Ruins. See if this is enough to get the job done. Sack it, shoot you. Is that enough? That's enough. Let's go. Alright, so that is Chonky Red. I apologize for that last game not having the audio there. I went to use the bathroom and actually like bumped in my thing and didn't plug it up all the way. Anyone who has these kind of microphones here, so it's very easy to knock that off. So my apologies there, and I'm just taking the webcam off, so I had no voice. So I hope you enjoyed the voice over there. Anyways, Chonky Red, really fun deck. Weird, sweet of gameplay for the opponents. I feel like they didn't show this deck off super great. We'll probably end up taking this to a league because I just enjoy the deck a whole lot. You get some interesting decisions with it. You have some actual good top end. One thing I've heard a few people say that's played this is they're not sure about Embercleave in the deck. There's times when this card just wins you games you have no place in winning whatsoever. There's other times where it just gets stuck in your hand and it feels so bad. So, you know, everybody has their different version of this. There's some of them that don't run the Mutavaults and they run Goblin Chainwhirler instead. That can be an okay option. I like the Mutavaults better personally, though. But I'm just curious to see which version of this deck is better. I'm going to play around with this some more. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. We'll see you next time.